Hey, how's it going? Checking in for today with progress I've made toward the goals I have around my speaking business. And I'm still waiting to hear back from a few people. I think actually, no, just one more person, one more prospective client now, which the longer it goes on, the less and less likely I feel that it gets. But hey, I'm eternally optimistic. But I've also been having some thinking time today around other resources that I can access to learn more about the business of speaking. And I joined the PSA, the Professional Speaking Association, last year with that exact intention, and it's been fantastic. I've learned a lot since I've been a member. And I think I mentioned a couple of days ago, I had downloaded this resource. In fact, it was on Sunday. It was one of those kind of lead magnets from an email that I was already receiving, but put your email address again, and then they'll send you some piece of information. It was about building a speaking business. And I said I was going to go through it and see if there were any nuggets of gold in there. And there were a couple of things that I hadn't, not necessarily hadn't thought of, but they were things that sort of prompted some new thoughts in new directions. But that also, I think, has been just going around in my mind over the last couple of days. And today I've been thinking around other resources, other things that I can do, because there's books out there, there are websites, there are people who are writing articles and emails who are already doing this. And for me, it's been a case of I just don't know anybody who's doing exactly what I do from the background that I've got. So I haven't really got anybody to completely model myself on. But that said, there's still plenty that I can take away from reading resources like these books. And there's one book in particular actually that I've come across. I posted a question in Speakers Corner, which is a Facebook group dedicated to professional speakers, and there's about 10,000 people in there. It's not massively active, but it's a good group, and people do tend to ask some interesting questions and get some useful responses. So I thought, well, I'll chuck it in there as well. I think it was about positioning keynotes versus against workshops and pricing strategies, one relative to the other. And somebody had commented, and they'd sort of quoted a passage from their own book, which is, I thought, kind of a fairly fairly neat trick in answering a question. Hey, here's a quote from my book. By the way, it's available on Amazon. But I did actually go and check it out on Amazon, so it clearly works. And I haven't bought it yet, but it does look like if not that book, then certainly there are other books out there that probably do have some useful things that I could learn from. Because this is an industry, this is an area, a business that I really am coming into it very wet behind the ears, naive, not quite from scratch, but certainly knowing very little really, and that's become very apparent to me. And although I've tried to do it my way, and it's worked in a fashion, there are certainly things that I believe that I've missed, and I possibly could have avoided some mistakes that I've made along the way over the last 18 months. And maybe some of those answers are in the books and the resources that I could indeed access. It's always just a question of what do you believe? What do you actually subscribe to? What do you buy into? And also, what do you focus your attention on? What do you actually... it's not just, I could buy a book for 10 quid, I could read some articles on a website for free, but it's the time it takes to do it. And there's an almost infinite amount of information out there, certainly more than I could ever actually absorb in a lifetime. So it's discerning where I'm actually going to spend that attention and spend that time. So, but it's been kind of an interesting day today, thinking a little bit about that in amongst all the other things that I've been getting up to. So that's really where my thoughts are with that today. And I'm doing a webinar this evening, so kind of a bit of speaking, but virtually. And that's a paid webinar for another organization. So, okay, I'm not going to chalk that one up as a speaking gig for my goals for this year, but hey, it's still something. And yeah, I will keep on thinking about these resources and what I'm actually going to do with it, because I don't want this just to be another, there's something else I could do, and then not do it. So I will commit by the end of the week, I will have some plan where resources are concerned, and how I'm actually going to absorb the information and take action upon it. There we go, there's my check-in for the day. Like the video if indeed you have done, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, And make sure you check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.